And what's up, everybody? This is Furious Francis over here from PlayerEssence.com. Welcome to another episode of Player Essence Cross Nintendo. And we have a fantastic show for you guys today. Got a lot of good stuff to go over. Nintendo's Q2 financial reports, got some million sellers, got some eShop charts, got some all sorts of goodness in the world of Nintendo. So let's go ahead and let's get right into the original shows and content that we have here on our Player Essence channel and on our other YouTube channels, our partners like Nintendo and the Critical Hit Productions. If you haven't seen the Critical Hit Productions top 10 games of last generation, if you haven't seen it by now, definitely head over to his site and check that out, or head over to his YouTube and check it out. Very good list, very well produced and everything like that. I also have mine too, so if you haven't seen that, check out my videos and my recent ones. It should be there. Also, Nintendo decided he wanted to upload like 50 different videos this week. So head over to Nintendo's channel and look at all the videos he's uploaded. Really interesting banter between him and some other YouTubers. So good stuff along all of our partner sites. Remember, this weekend we also have our Sonic Lost World review. That will be on my new PE Reviews channel. I'll have the link in the description below. That's going to be Sonic Lost World. It's either going to be Sunday or Monday. I'm really grinding to get it through, but I'm going back to the format of, having some acting and some other stuff in there. So check that out when you get a chance this weekend. If you follow me on Miiverse, you'll know when it's going to drop, because I'm usually on Miiverse updating on Sundays, or if it's Monday, I'll update and see when it's going to be up, okay? All right, next we're going to also talk about my other video that I just did. If you haven't seen this, my most recent video beyond this one is I did my Super Mario 3D World Why It Doesn't Have Online Play. It's a joke video. It's not really serious, but I had a little bit of fun with it. But later in the show, I will get to my actual thoughts on my real thoughts on Super Mario 3D World not having online multiplayer. So look forward to that. All right, so that basically wraps it up for our original shows and content. Let's go ahead and move on to the Nintendo News Desk. That is the best Nintendo news for this week. And first, we're going to go over Nintendo's Q2 results. I'm not going to spend a ton of time breaking it down. In the description below, you'll see the link. You'll be able to find all of the in-depth analysis as well as the full documents themselves. So I'm just going to go over some bullet points real quickly here. So we have Wii U sales are at 3.91 million. And remember, this is from July, the end of July to the end of September. So it's not counting all of October, which, the Wind Waker HD and all that stuff has been out, and the physical copy and stuff like that. So it's not counting that. Sales are probably at around 4 million. 3DS sales are pegged at 34.98 million. So of course that's going to be over 35 million by now. Net sales for Nintendo hit 196.5 billion yen. Operating loss was 23 million yen. Wii U sales are still negatively affecting profits at this point. Software sales on Wii U are up though, so it shows that the people who do have the Wii U have plenty of content to play because they are buying a lot of stuff. So Nintendo needs to work on the install base. Let's see here. 3DS software sales are way up, and Nintendo's digital business is doing absolutely fantastic. They are increasing, doubling, and even tripling year on year on year. So all of the details as far as the increases and all that good stuff can be found on PlayerEssence.com, as well as the actual documents. So check out the description below if you're interested in seeing that more after you're done watching this episode. All right, next we're going to move on to, a little bit more information on Nintendo's sales as far as their 3DS sales go. Now, Animal Crossing New Leaf, that is at 6.35 million. Donkey Kong Country 3D, Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D is at 1.19 million. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon over 3.3 million. Fire Emblem Awakening over 1.4 million. So Fire Emblem Awakening, I think, is the big success here, because no other game in the series has ever even broke 1 million, and they are well past that, and hasn't even been on the market for a year now. So that could hit lifetime sales of maybe even 2-3 million. So very good sales there. All right, next we're going to move on to Shinen. They have announced their new game. Shinen, the guys who make Fast Racing League, the guys who make Nano Assault, Jet Rocket, they have announced their new Wii U game, their second generation Wii U engine. It will be intact for this game. That's Fast Racing Neo. So that is a sequel to Fast Racing League on the WiiWare, which looked phenomenal for a 40 megabyte WiiWare game. These guys are wizards. they are wizards of Nintendo hardware, and they will be bringing the Fast Racing Neo to the Wii U eShop in 2014, so probably early 2014. This game is probably going to look fantastic. It looks like a natural extension of F-Zero, and I'm pretty sure it's going to have online multiplayer as well. So pretty much every Nintendo fan, if you're the core Nintendo fan, you need to buy this game. These guys, they're out there, they're supporting the Wii U. They've been successful. Let's continue making sure they are successful. It's an eShop game, so it's probably going to be $14.99 or maybe $19.99. I don't really care what it is. go out there and buy the game. Support these guys because they stick up for the Wii U. They know what it can do and they utilize it properly. So good stuff coming from Shut-In on that front. Next, we're going to move on to the 3DS eShop charts. Once again, Pokemon X and Y is not number one. It's actually got dethroned by a download-only title. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies was number one on the 3DS eShop charts, dethroning Pokemon X. Now, Pokemon X and Y combined outsold Phoenix Wright Dual Destinies, but individually, Phoenix Wright was the top-selling game, so that's good for Capcom. Capcom needs all the money they can get. It shows that people are buying digital games, and hey, it looks like it was a good idea for Capcom to only release it digitally because they saved money and it dethroned Pokemon X. it actually sold more than a Pokemon game. Granted, it was only 1 week, but still, the fact that it sold that well is good, and hopefully it continues to sell well. It's $29.99 on the eShop right now. That is not a bad price. The game, from what I've heard, Pro Jared reviewed it, gave it a 9 out of 10. I trust Pro Jared. For all of you guys looking at who to trust as far as reviews go, usually Pro Jared's good with pretty much, I agree with like 99% of his reviews. So Pro Jared gave it a 9 out of 10. So that's very good. I think it's a great game. I'll get it at some point. I'm just waiting I always wait for a discount before I buy, for those games. So I'm going to wait for a discount and I'll buy it. All right, next we're going to move on to the Wii U eShop charts, and once again, the Wind Waker HD is number one, which proves in October, which is very key in October, people are continuing to buy that Wind Waker HD bundle because the physical release of Wind Waker HD is out, and people are continuing to buy the Wind Waker bundle, which they're registering those online codes, which gets the sale for the Wind Waker HD as far as a digital download, which propels it to number one on the eShop charts. So very good stuff. I like to see that. As far as a side note, Batman Arkham Origins did hit number 11, so I would have liked to see it a little bit higher than that, but it is a full $59.99 price game, so not too bad, but definitely not as good as I would like to see it, but it's not a disappointment. I don't think it's a disappointment, but I would have just liked to see it just a little bit higher, but who knows how the physical sales are doing. I have no clue. I went to my GameStop. They don't even have it out because that's how they roll. So we'll see. We'll see how it does. All right, next, Iron Ball, the interesting 3DS shooter. Now, the thing about this game is it is pushing the 3DS to the limits. They have a brand new engine, Iron Ball. It's a brand new engine optimized and developed for the Nintendo 3DS. It's pushing 60 frames per second in 3D and not in 3D. It's like a Gears of War type game, and the debut is coming this weekend from VD Dev. And I know a lot of you guys might not know what this game is, but this game is pushing pushing the 3DS graphics to the max, and it's 60 frames per second. It's like Gears of War, but they're gonna add in other elements so it's not boring, and that's what they said. They want to add in other elements to make it a little more interesting so it's not boring. So maybe we see some type of XP system, some type of different mechanics that you can use. They did say something about mini games. It's going to use the dual screen. There's going to be Circle Pad Pro support. No multiplayer, but if the game is successful, they're going to add. They can look into either adding multiplayer through a patch, or the sequel will also have multiplayer. And I'm excited because I actually like Gears of War. I just got burnt out on the series because they didn't evolve enough, and it's just multiplayer really. So I actually like Gears of War, and this game's kind of similar to that. They said it's going to be a cover-based shooter, third-person shooter. So we will see. They're actually having the debut of it this weekend. So look forward to that. Stay tuned to PlayerEssence.com. We'll have the video of it going live. So hopefully it lives up to what these developers are doing. And really, it's only like 3 guys that are working on this game. So it's impressive from what they've shown. Which one little screenshot, it's very impressive what they're doing. So pretty cool there. All right, and for the final story for the Nintendo News Desk of the day, we are going to be discussing Treyarch. They have detailed a little bit of stuff on the Wii U version of Call of Duty Ghosts. This is basically from their community page. The resolution is unknown at the moment because Resolution Gate is going all over the internet with Xbox One versus PS4. PS4 version's in 1080p 60 frames per second. Xbox One version is in 720p 60 frames per second. We don't know what the Wii U version's at. I'm guessing, my best guess is that it's 720p 60 frames per second, but who knows? We don't know. They haven't confirmed it yet, so we will see. They did say that it's optimized for the Wii U for the highest quality. It's the same team that also worked on Black Ops 2 for the Wii U, so they know what they're doing. Black Ops 2 was a pretty good port, and now they have another year working on the Wii U, so that's good. There's going to be a better netcode. There's going to also be improved Wiimote and nunchuck controls. So that's pretty much what they've said. If you want a little bit more details, you can actually check out the link in the description, like I said, for all the other articles that I've named, and you can check that out on playeressence.com. All right, so that basically wraps it up for the Nintendo News Desk. We're going to be moving on to the main topic now. All right, and for the main topic, like I said, I'm going to be discussing Super Mario 3D World and my opinion on it. Now, personally, for me, I was looking forward to playing this game single player. I know that they had, multiplayer in there, such as New Super Mario Bros. That also had multiplayer. But I was looking forward to playing the game single player, just because that's how I play all of the games, whether it has multiplayer or not in there. And I understand for people who want online multiplayer. Trust me, if Nintendo could have implemented online multiplayer flawlessly with zero lag, I would be all for it. But just based off of the other games that I play online and that I've played online, like I've played Madden, there's lag. I've played Little Big Planet, there's lag. I've played Mortal Kombat, there's lag. I'm not sure if Nintendo dedicating all this time and resources to make sure that it works flawlessly was a good idea if there's going to be lag in there. And I trust that Nintendo EAD, I trust them that they tried to do online and they stress tested it and they found out that there was going to be lag with varying speeds from peer-to-peer connections. That's what I feel, and that's what I trust. Now, if it could work flawlessly, no lag, and they could guarantee me 100%, and nothing would be taken away from the single player portion as far as adding levels and stuff like that, I'd be all for online multiplayer. I'd be all for it. I would love it. That'd be great. And if they can implement that and have no problems and still have all the great stuff that the game is going to have, great. That would be fantastic. I would love it to be on there. But like I said, I trust them that they actually tried to implement online multiplayer. They stress tested it and it just wasn't working, and they didn't want to resort more time and dedication to that when they could be adding more levels, polishing up the graphics, polishing up the controls, and doing all of that stuff. So that's just my personal belief on that. Now, as far as anybody who's saying it should have online multiplayer or who does or it shouldn't, nobody's right or wrong in this case. Nobody's right or wrong as far as people who are demanding for it to have online multiplayer or not, okay? Nobody's right or wrong. It's one of those things where Nintendo puts out a game, you should trust Nintendo EAD that they tried to implement something, and if it didn't have it for the better, then it didn't have it for the better. Now, you could be upset that it doesn't have online multiplayer. That's fine. You can be mad. There's nothing wrong with being mad that it doesn't have online multiplayer. There's nothing wrong with that. And I agree. Like I said, if it could be flawlessly done, then that's cool. But at the same time, you can't be upset with people who feel that online multiplayer also could take away from implementing the game, putting more things into it, because they have to put time and resources into putting that in there, and manpower when that can be spent on doing other things. So, like I said, nobody's right or wrong in this case. Everybody has their opinion. They say their opinion, and that's that. Personally, for me, if the online multiplayer could be implemented flawlessly and we could still get the same amount of time, resources, and development into making the game look as good as it does and play as good as it does and do all the different levels and stuff like that, then I'd be all for it. But we just don't know if that would be the case if online multiplayer was in there or not. And we don't know if it wasn't there, if there would be lag and things like that. And I hate lag. Like I said, I hate it. That's why I never played I don't play Little Big Planet online, because the lag it sometimes it works well, but a lot of times it lags, and I'd rather just play the game locally. So that's my personal opinion. Nobody's right or wrong as far as having it or not. I think everybody should start respecting other people's opinions. If they feel that it shouldn't have it for whatever their reasons are, and they state that, then they should. If somebody says that they it should have online multiplayer, then they state the reasons it should. But we need to be a little bit more respectful towards each other as far as when it comes to online multiplayer, like in certain games. Now, to answer another question that some people have been asking me, some people are saying Nintendo's not taking online seriously. And this has come from lots of people, Shokyo included. And I personally think that Nintendo implements online multiplayer to where it works, and to where if they stress test and there's not problems for the type of game that it is. Online multiplayer is included in Super Smash Bros. Online multiplayer is included in Mario Kart. Monolith Soft's X has basically been leaked to have online multiplayer based on the chat logs and stuff like that. So that's 3 games right there on Wii U that have online multiplayer. You also have to Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, that has multiplayer. Wii Sports Club, that has multiplayer. Monster Hunter 3, which is a Capcom game but published by Nintendo, that also has multiplayer in there. All those games are going to have very good multiplayer. Now, you also look at some of the handheld games. Mario Kart 7 has multiplayer. Kid Icarus Uprising has multiplayer. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon has multiplayer. A lot of these games that don't have multiplayer, like let's say Fire Emblem Awakening, they have extensive Street Pass and online features that give you DLC and let you download other content. So online features, Miiverse features in games like Sonic Lost World or The Wonderful 101 or even Pikmin 3. So all of these games have connectivity features, social features, or online multiplayer. And I just named I named almost 10 games that has online multiplayer from Nintendo or affiliated with Nintendo. So I don't think that Nintendo doesn't take online seriously, because a lot of their big games coming out are going to have online multiplayer. We'll see as far as Bayonetta 2 goes, and the word's going to still be out on as far as Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem. Who knows if that game has online multiplayer? So I think there's plenty of games that do. There's plenty of games that do. Another game, Pokemon X and Y. The online multiplayer in Pokemon X and Y is phenomenal. Phenomenal online multiplayer in that game. So from a 3DS standpoint, I've been playing Luigi's Mansion. I play a little bit online. It's cool. Kid Icarus Uprising, that's cool online. Like I said, there's some lag here and there, but that's okay. Pokemon. So there's plenty of games that feature online multiplayer coming from Nintendo. Wii Sports Club's coming out soon. Mario and Sonic both have online multiplayer in there. So that's from that front, it's good. Smash Bros. Smash Bros. And Mario Kart, the two big ones, and even Monolith Soft's X. All of those games have multiplayer. So 2013, we got games from the 3DS to the Wii U that have online multiplayer, and next year there's games that have online multiplayer coming from Nintendo. So I think Nintendo takes online seriously. I think not having one or two games, that come out that have some local multiplayer options, them not having it, I don't think that means that Nintendo doesn't take it seriously, because for every game that doesn't have it, they have another game that does. So there's some games on PS4, I think Knack doesn't have online multiplayer. So I think for each game it works. I think the developers look and they see if they can add it and it won't take away from other things, they'll put it in. If they don't, then they don't. Like for instance, Knack. It could have online multiplayer, but it doesn't. It doesn't, because the developers felt to get it out, to get everything they need to get into the game, it'd be better not to have it. So I understand where people are coming from when they think this, because Nintendo doesn't do as many online games as Sony or anything like that. But even like Sony has Beyond Two Souls. That game's not online multiplayer. Heavy Rain, it's not online multiplayer. So I think it works for some games online multiplayer, and for other games it doesn't. It just depends on a game-to-game basis. But I think Nintendo, like I said, I named plenty of games that have online multiplayer that you didn't even expect to have it, like Luigi's Mansion. So Nintendo takes online seriously, I think. I just think it's just a matter of time before we get more games. And I think when next year, when Monolith Soft's X comes out, and Smash Bros. Comes out, and Mario Kart comes out, and all the features that they're going to have, I don't think anybody's going to say, oh, Nintendo's not taking online seriously. Because from what I'm hearing, Mario Kart 8 has the most expansive online multiplayer in any racing game today, especially with all the stuff that they're doing with Miiverse on there, and be able to record clips and send them up there. They're going to have a whole channel dedicated to Mario Kart by itself. So there's going to be some really cool stuff from the online front. I'm looking forward to Wii Sports Club myself and the club rankings and representing California. So I think there's going to be some good stuff coming in the pipeline. Alright, so that basically wraps it up for the Player Essence Cross Nintendo vidcast. Thank you all of you guys for joining me. I want you guys to make sure you check out Ninzendo's channel for all of his videos, and make sure you check out Critical Hit Productions. They have some good stuff. Check out our Sonic Lost World review on my PE Reviews channel. That will be in the description below. Also check out PlayerEssence.com all weekend for all your news, reviews, trailers, tips, and tricks. Make sure you like this video, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed yet. Thank you for all my new subs. Make sure you share this video if you can, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.